as sweet as can be. You give me two dicks just from kissing me.
Hi, my name is Makasi, and today we're going to be talking about a jacket that I recently acquired. Lately I've been cutting more than I would like to because I want to be more succinct, you know, like that 10-17 minute marks, but for this video, go back to 30 minute plus, baby. I'm excited. I hope you are too. But don't worry, you low attention fucks with the brain of a toddler. A video on the same topic will be released like probably the day after that this video come out. A little backstory. So I first discovered Din Young Zhang works with this photo right here, which was taken from this show.
Bitch. Ha. Bitch, I look like I'm fresh off the runway. Bitch, I go crazy the dumb way. Bitches wanna be me one day. Niggas ain't checking me. My brother's with that gunplay. Bitch, I look like I'm fresh off the runway. I look like I'm fresh off the runway. Bitch, I look like I'm fresh off the runway. Niggas ain't checking me. My brother's with that gunplay, bitch. Twerk, 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 twerk that ass, bitch. Twerk, 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 twerk that ass, bitch. Bust it, bust it, bust it for the cash, bitch. Bitch, bust it up and show these niggas that you that, bitch. I get more chips than any bitch that got a problem with me. Ain't none of you scary ass bitches gon' squabble with me. You can't school me on the streets. You was never in them. All my brothers be on bullshit and I be right with them. Yeah, bitch, I be drip, drip, dripping. Big bro iced out his bust for his vision.
So I was looking up Din Young Zhang on Google, just trying to see where I could buy his stuff or like learn more about him, and I found nothing. Then I learned that he was still relatively new to the industry. He doesn't have a lot of funding, a lot of connections. In September, this clip came out.
Yeah, bitch, I be drip, drip, dripping. Ordered all that new shit, I got FedEx shipping, bitch. Red bottoms with the fur, neck and wrists on blur. Bitch, I'm in a sports car. Bitch, I'm driving hella fast. Why this nigga rub his finger on my clitoris? I be at the outlets, I be at the boutiques. You put shit on layaway, you be at the swap meet. Big bro spent 20 bands on a new chain. Ice freezer, bitch, that's my brother's new name. Clap, 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 clap that ass, bitch. Shake that camel toe, let me see them pussy lips. Clap, 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 clap that ass, bitch. New hairstyles, back to back, bitch, 30-inch. Ha. Niggas ain't checking me, my brother's with that gunplay, bitch. Ha. It's Stunner Girl, the motherfucking girl, you hear me though? Bitch. Bitch.
So I was in Munich at the time of the release, and the Moncler store in Munich had them and a few face masks that was exclusive to in-stores. But my anxiety with regard to shopping in person was really bad that day. I didn't feel comfortable going in there because I knew I just wanted to try it on without buying because I would wait for it to hit the sale. So I didn't want to waste people's time. But I know those people out there to help me, but my head, it won't let me get past that. So there are two people where I attribute to like rejuvenizing the down jacket market a little bit. Those two are Craig Green and Rick Owens. And I can safely put Din Young Zhang as like the third person when it comes to like reinventing the puffer and making it more exciting. I am not counting the Moncler collab with Pier Paolo because they price those motherfuckers like a wedding dress.
Everyone, boo this nigga!
I really enjoy researching new designers. The lack of information makes me more hungry and like more focused. When there's too much information, say like a release from Louis Vuitton, there's just so much information out there, it tires me out before I even start reading. So I learned a good amount about Din Young Zhang and found a few quotes that I will share with you throughout this video, so stay tuned for that. So what do you get when you pair a high fashion house with big infrastructure and a CEO who is willing to throw money around at high fashion designers to legitimize their company and give the designer the freedom to design what they want? A beautiful collaboration. Before we get into the jacket though, I would like to give my respect to the current CEO of Moncler, Remo Ruffini. He is the man behind the Genius line and the recent success of Moncler. So let's put a square up right now on the screen right here. And let's just tell you some fun facts about Remo. So officially on paper, he has the title of Cavalier de Labor or Knight of Labor. This gives out to Italian people by the government for like doing something good for the country, like promoting the country. Think knighthood for like the UK, but like with more pizza topping, especially pineapple. Hang on, I got another horrible joke. Think knighthood, but with just more like hand gesture, you know? Graffiti. Remo currently resides in Como, Italy. He currently resides in Como, Italy. He's also an avid collector of Barbie dolls. Despite my antipathy towards a large portion of the Moncler consumers, I do respect Remo for his business acumen and how he has shaped and molded Moncler into a very, very well-respected outerwear / high fashion company since he took control in 2003. The company was closed to bankruptcy and he kind of just like saved it, and now it's like worth billions of dollars. So if you like any collaboration between Craig Green and Moncler, if you like any Richard Quinn collab, if you like any Alix, if you like any Pier Paolo, if you like any JW Anderson collab with Moncler. Just kidding. The JW Anderson collab is garbage. But yeah, Moncler is kind of like at the forefront of trying to trying to capture another market as an outerwear brand, and the new market is the high fashion. Canada Goose is kind of like playing catch up right now. Alright, enough talking about Remy from Ratatouille, so let's get back into Xi Jinping. Danyang Zhang. So let's get back to him. So a few quotes that I found that I have added for context to understand his process, theme, inspiration, and just a little background on the designer. The more you know about the designer, the more you can appreciate his work.
Bitch. Ha. Bitch, I look like I'm fresh off the runway. Bitch, I go crazy the dumb way. Bitches wanna be me one day. Niggas ain't checking me. My brother's with that gunplay. Bitch, I look like I'm fresh off the runway. I look like I'm fresh off the runway. Bitch, I look like I'm fresh off the runway. Niggas ain't checking me. My brother's with that gunplay. Bitch, twerk, 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 twerk that ass, bitch. Twerk, 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 twerk that ass, bitch. Bust it, bust it, bust it for the cash, bitch. Bitch, bust it up and show these niggas that you that, bitch. I get more chips than any bitch that got a problem with me. Ain't none of you scary ass bitches.
Alright, so let's talk about details. So this jacket is called the Alobi jacket. So I looked it up online. I could not find a meaning for the word Alobi. I looked it up in Chinese, however, and I found this. So it is crafted from ultra light Kringle nylon. When I say this shit makes so much noise, so this jacket is obviously downfill and it is 90% goose, 10% feather. It does not specify which type of feather, but most brands use goose down and duck feather. So I have more to say about the material, just keep watching. It is incredibly heavy. It's like almost 3 times as heavy as my Rick Owens jacket, and the Rick jacket is like larger and more complex. So I will find a way to show you how heavy this jacket is. Alright, so snap button closure along with zipper up the middle. You know, this is just extra protection from the element, and also if you're lazy, you don't want to zip it up, just, you know, snap button these closed instead of zipping it all the way up. Another thing is they have this Chinese style knot button on the top left right here. I still don't know the purpose of this hole here. Like, Zhang, if you see this video, please DM me and tell me what it is. But the Chinese style knot button is probably like a reference to his childhood, you know, a bit of his life story and his product. And something that I really love is the rib knit cuffs with the thumb hole. So I love this detail a lot. It just shows me that Zhang really put his time into developing these garments. The small details are just so important when you are messing around with luxury prices. The sleeve also got some cool detailing. Here's a short clip.
Bitch. Ha. Bitch, I look like I'm fresh off the runway. Bitch, I go.
Alright, so let's talk about the zip pocket now. So the zip pocket are somewhat weird because the openings are very small. Here's a quick comparison to my North Face.
Fresh off the runway. I look like I'm fresh off the runway. Bitch, I look like I'm fresh off the runway. Niggas ain't check.
Now, on the Danyang Zhang collab pieces, they have stated that these are waterproof zippers, so I believe this one might be too because it zips so tightly. So let's test it out real quick. Let's just pour some water, see if it will get through the pockets. It's wet. Danyang Zhang lie. These pockets, these zippers, they're not waterproof. So it has 2 exterior pockets and it has 1 interior pocket on the left side. When I wear a big puffer, I always put important stuff on the interior pocket because it's hard to feel the exterior pocket because it's so far away from the body. And it also has adjustable hem with drawstring fastening, which is kind of handy when it's in the winter, you know, when you don't want too much air to come through, you just zip it up so then it cinches into your waist. All right, next up, so this is the bonded vertical detailing. So this is actually really, really cool. Here's what Zhang has to say about that.
Bitch.
This bonded vertical detailing really stood out to me when I first saw this jacket. As previously stated in my video, most jackets are horizontal. Here's a clip.
Bitch. Bitch.
And when you think about it, from a practicality standpoint, down jackets should really have vertical structures so the water flows off the wearer's body better. Okay, another thing I want to talk about is its heat seal seam. So no matter how close you stitch, air will find the smallest way to get into the body. A good alternative is to use heat seal seams. If you look closely here, these seams are heat seal.
Our Flash Forward Down collection of products uses our new heat seal construction to provide stitchless baffling. It has a number of consumer benefits, including it prevents down migration. You don't lose those down feathers from your garment. And it also increases wind and water resistance. There's no holes put in the fabric. So heat seal provides really clear benefits.
This jacket is made in China. As a proud citizen of the Republic of China, Dingyun Zhang went into Remy's office and fought for the products to be made in China. Most Moncler jackets are made in Romania, Bulgaria, Hungary. But since these countries ditched the Soviet Union as soon as they could, a proud communist man that he is, Dingyun Zhang wanted to make sure these traders weren't making his jacket. He was very adamant about it. And honestly, I respect that a lot. Where's my sickle? Can you get a PNG of a sickle and put it in my hands right there? No, dude, a real PNG. Come on. Put a sickle and put a hammer right there. Alright, so colors. So the color is a bit weird. So with certain lighting, it's gray. With certain lighting, it's green. So it's very much on theme with the coral underwater theme of the collection. Alright, so sizing. So Moncler released these in a size 00, size 0, size 1, and size 2. Can you guess which size I got? Take your time. I will give you a few seconds. So for reference, I am 77,564.3 gram, and I am 0.0011407979797979798 mile tall. I typically wear a size large or extra large. The jacket you're seeing on my body right now is a size 00, which is an extra small, which is so crazy that it fits me. So the sizing of this jacket is completely off. It's so off. I didn't manage to get these in a size 2, which would have given me the intended fit that the designer wanted his consumer to wear. All of the rich people got to those sizes before me, so I'm stuck with a size 00. But I also like it this way because now it's cropped perfectly on my body. If you're watching this video with the intent to buy it after, I want to provide you with all the necessary information, and this is one of the important ones. Maybe you don't have a Moncler store nearby. Maybe you're too nervous to go in. Maybe you're buying it in a secondhand market, so you want to know the measurement and like which size you should get. This is the correct video to come to. So here we go. So, oh, what's this? What's this, huh? Really? I cannot believe you would say something like that to me. Such a hateful comment. As a supporter of the LGBTQ+ community, I will now withhold my B-roll of the measurement in solidarity with the community. Don't even try to ask me. Don't even try to slide in my DM, which is too precarious on Instagram. Don't even do that. I will not answer anything because of that comment earlier. Put it up again. It fits me really well. It's not too small at all, despite the extra small sizing. I have plenty of room in my boobs area. I have plenty of room in my shoulder. I do wish the sleeve could be a bit longer. It fits me just a bit too perfect. You know how in the winter, when you get really cold, you slide the sleeve down to cover like most of your arm like this? You can't really do that with this jacket. I mean, you can, but it'll be a struggle because when you do this, you're gonna move the entire body because it fits so perfectly. But the good thing about this jacket is, since it's so warm, you don't really need to put like a layer underneath. You don't really need to put like a knitwear or a hoodie underneath because it's already so warm. So just like a t-shirt will be fine. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the bad part of the comfort. So the puffiness and the heavy nature of this garment, it really drowns you. Like, it's great for winter, of course, but it drowns you a bit too much, and the down is so heavy and thick. It's like sometimes you want some room to breathe. But then again, like, it's a winter jacket. You want this to really seal you in, to protect you from the element. Alright, so these retail for 55,776 Turkish lira. I see them. And you know, the craziest thing about this is it was selling out at retail. Like, that's a sign of a really good design. And I should state that I'm very, very aware that 4,470.06 Australian dollars is the same median income for the majority of the people in Jamaica. It has not been lost on me that I live a very, very privileged life. I am a very fortunate man who had like a very supportive family, friends, and my partner. Like, they all support me. So I am lucky. I am lucky to own this piece that costs about 16,230 Brazilian real. But I work hard for my money, you know? And, you know, I also get sent money from my dad who left me when I was young. But, you know, this is like his way of saying sorry for not being there for me. But with all of that being said, people will watch like 10 seconds of this video and then leave a comment saying like, there are turtles drinking beers out of the plastic straw everywhere. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and the crown thy good with brotherhood. Millions of turtles die from alcoholism every day, yet this asshole is talking about a $3,000 jacket. Dickhead. Alright, so quality. So I love the double nature of this garment. So the nylon outer is like its own layer, and then it acts as like a protector to the inner, which hold all the important materials. I have a Patagonia jacket and it's just one layer, so like I'm super careful whenever I'm near a knife or a scissor, or if I'm turning the corner, because if it get cut, all the downs will come up. But for this jacket, there's two layers, so if you cut the outer layer, there's still more layer to protect the down from coming out. Stitching, so beautiful stitching. Nothing is uneven, nothing is overlap or underlap. The importance of stitching cannot be overstated when it comes to a down jacket. It needs to be tough enough to keep all the ducks and geese from becoming fertilized and hatch. So, you know, it's like the same reason why you don't want your kids to watch show and movie with gay characters. Consuming those will make you gay. Here's my source. If you apply the same logic to these downs and feather, if you go to a park to feed ducks and geese, that might trigger the dormant genes in the down and feather, and they would start to fertilize and, you know, realize that, hey, I might want to become more than a down jacket. I might want to become a duck or a goose. So that was the more serious part. On the comedic side, it served as a small detail to protect the wind and snow from getting into the interior. I've never had problem with Moncler jacket when it comes to stitching. I did have a problem with Rick Owens. Alright, material. I have a lot to say on this topic, so if you want to skip this part, skip to this timestamp right here. So Moncler, they use white goose down. There are two types of downs. There are goose downs and duck downs. So short answer, both are the same when it comes to doing its job. However, contrary to popular belief, down and feather itself does not generate any heat. The warmth retention of a down product is achieved by blocking the cold air outside. And down feather can be insulated. It can prevent the loss of body heat, so it can ensure that you are always warm. The down that are required to make these jackets are also a byproduct of the meat industry. So another difference is odor. So ducks sit lower than geese, so their bellies and chests, this is where people take most of the down and feather. They tend to acquire more odor from contact with the ground. So the jacket is heavy. Obviously the warmth to weight ratio is like a bit off, but I think they purposely did this, and like they chose the route of, let's make it as heavy as possible so the consumer can feel as though they're getting their money worth. Couple that statement with the production in Eastern European countries instead of Italy, it probably saves them a lot of money, and you know, they will still be able to say like, hey, it's made in Europe instead of made abroad or imported. If you go on a lot of retailer, let's say if you go on Balenciaga website, if their products are made in China, it will say imported instead of made in Italy, because they're still not that proud of the made in China tag, but they don't want to put it on their website, so they just say it's imported. just nonsense that we have to deal with. Alright, so next up, the zipper. So the zipper feels very, very low quality. They definitely cut corners here because this is just plastic, but not even good quality plastic. This jacket is like comparable to like a Mercedes S500, you know. You would not find any plastic. You would find carbon fiber, or you would find wood or leather. They would use the best material. But with these buttons, it's just plastic. So it's just like, do you really care? Or you're just cutting corner to save some money? Give me some metal buttons. Give me something heavy. Rick Owens give me metal buttons. Why can't you? You're worth a lot more than Rick Owens. The pocket. So the pocket, the quality is good. However, it does have like a very small opening, which I showed earlier. I also don't like the zipper part where you pull up the zipper. It's very small with the exterior pockets, but the interior pocket is actually normal size. Alright, so practicality. Here's a video of me wearing this jacket in like a snowstorm in Quebec.
Leute sagen zu mir Crow das Genie, denn float wieder wie dieser Hover und außerdem baut die Beats, es ist easy. Und dieser Typ hier vergleicht sich mit Jay-Z und scheiß auf die Blazy, denn ich häng ab mit Rockstars genauso wie AC/DC. Chill im Bett mit ner Chick, die sieht aus wie die Sis von Dior. Doch eigentlich geb ich 'n Fick auf Frauen wie Easy.
It was like a snowstorm in Quebec, and it was very, very cold and windy, and we were outside for like 40 minutes, and we were drenched in snow, and just we were wet. And I just shook it down a little bit when I got to the parking lot, and it was drying pretty quick. I was very impressed by that. Alright, next up, so the neck detail. Incredibly useful when it comes to protecting you from the wind. They're really structured and they're so thick and heavy, so when you bring it up, it will stay up, and there's so much down in there. Hard back to the pocket. So these have next level waterproofing. I'm sure I showed you the clip already. If I haven't, here's a clip of me like pouring water. The pockets also sit extremely high, which make for an interesting look when you put your arms in it, but as far as practicality goes, it's really bad. It sits so high, so your arm is like this instead of like this. Just weird, but for styling purposes, it looks really cool. Alright, so next up, we are talking about the rib knit cuffs with the wrist gaiters. So on paper, I should love this detail, but in the real world, I do not like it at all. I prefer the rib knit cuffs to be softer and warmer. The material is so thick and it's so stiff. When I wear these with my thumb inside, it hurts. It hurts right here a lot. And my partner also agreed with me. Her full statement goes,
Makasi, you are so beautiful. I am so in love with you. How did I get so lucky? Oh yeah, that rib knit cuff thing, yeah, super uncomfortable, but I love you. I love you so much. By the way, can we get a latte now so we can go to Pilates, and then, you know, we can go buy Skims by Kim Kardashian? Ciao!
Und diese Frau war verrückt, denn sie hat mich erdrückt. Schreit, Bro, komm zurück, doch ich schlüpf gerade in die Air Yeezy und verließ, mach den iPod an und alles, was ich höre, ist Sunny.
But hopefully this problem will solve itself with the more wear. So, you know, the more wears it is, it's gonna get softer, at least I hope. Alright, so let's talk about the croppedness real quick. Very cool for styling purposes. However, when it comes to practicality, it's not the greatest. If you need like a winter jacket to protect you from the winter, I would recommend a North Face or Canada Goose, or one of the ugly no collab Moncler jacket. And with regard to driving, I cannot drive with these on at all. The jacket is just so cumbersome. It's just so thick and puffy, and then with the neck detailing, it covers up your peripherals. Alright, so pro. So it's very thick and warm. Beautiful colors. Pockets are good for styling purposes. Very good against the weather, surprisingly. It was great against snow and wind. And the vertical tube effect, it brushes off the snow very well. And the snow doesn't really stay on the jacket because probably due to the ultra crinkle nylon coating. And with my Rick Owens, when it touches water, like it will dampen it a little bit. You can see that, like, hey, this got darker because there was water present.
Ich nenn dich lieber Sunny. Ab jetzt wird alles easy, denn du bist nicht mehr da.
This jacket is very good against the wind because it has multiple layers and the down is just so much down in the jacket. So you don't really feel the wind at all, like for the parts of the body that are protected by the jacket. Well, let's talk about cons. So lack of removable hood. I really think all companies should take a page out of the North Face. Alright, the second con is I have zero clue what the fuck this is. There's a hole in there, like what can I put in here? Is it secure? Will it fall somewhere? I won't know. I don't know what this detailing is. And this is really not a con, but I still hate the Moncler logo. I do not like the red and blue. Please change it. I wore this like just with a long button-up shirt and like a Uniqlo t-shirt underneath. And I never felt like I should return to the hotel and put more layers. I was kind of actually like sweating underneath my chest because like it was so warm. This jacket is so warm. The thickness of this jacket really comes in handy when there's like a large gust of wind. As far as warmthness go, it does an above average job. It was like high 33, low 27 with a lot of wind, and the snow was constantly bearing down on us. So for reference, here's my partner cardigan turned into a scarf. Here's what it looks like 30 minutes of us just walking in old Quebec. All right, let's talk about movement real quick. So there's just so much fabric and it's so stiff and puffy and thick. You're less mobile in this jacket. It was also hard to operate a cell phone or camera. I was taking photo of my partner a lot and it felt like a really hard task because like I put it in the pocket and it sits super high, and the small opening it was a lot of work. So I was very limited in my movement, and I also like it was just really hard to put anything in the pocket. The small opening, I cannot emphasize that enough. You know how the stair, if you just make it 1 inch higher, everybody would trip and fall. Sometimes when you wear something really comfortable, like let's say a really comfortable sweatpants, you feel like you're not wearing pants at all. But with this jacket, you're feeling every inch of this fabric, you're feeling every inch of this jacket. However, with all of that being said, it does the job that was intended to do, which is to protect you from the winter weather. And it could be maybe because we're in like the transitional period between fall and winter, and my body was so used to just like minimal layers, and then when I put something so heavy and thick, which is like, whoa, that's a lot of fabric I'm dealing with. Can we slow down? Can we take 1 layer off? What else can I talk about? The thumb detailing thing, it's a nice detail, but it's just too stiff right now, so it's very uncomfortable. I have provided all of you with all of the data that I've gathered, and hopefully that should have helped with your decision making already with regard to this jacket. However, I know some of you look at me as like a god figure. Some of you look at me as like a style icon, someone you look up to, like just overall superior human being. So I will bless you with my opinion. So sit tight, please. Crisscross your leg and arms up, both hands. This is a good jacket to have as a fashionable winter jacket. If you live well above the equator and you need a jacket to survive winter, this is not it. However, if you own 1 or 2 jackets for that specific reason already, it's like for survival's sake, you should get this jacket for a fashionable winter jacket where when you wear it you can feel good, or you can feel like you're stylish. It is very expensive, so hopefully your situation is similar to mine, where you have a dad who stepped out of your life and is like sending you $10,000 a month just to fuel your clothes obsession. So if you don't have that, please consider unsubscribing. We do not need your poor energy on this channel. But you know, most likely, if you know about this collaboration, you are probably somewhat into fashion, so the decision to get this jacket is more of a want and not a need. For me personally, do I need this jacket? No. Do I want this jacket? No. The jacket just happened to release when my dad sent me my $10,000 allowance, and I was like, fuck it, let's do it, you know. But you know, for the rest of you though, it certainly is a good purchase. If I were to not have my Rick Owens Gethsemane jacket, I would love this jacket, but after owning a crazier piece already, This jacket just feels very tame, very boring, even though it's not. If there was ever a nice cold-ish day where I can get away with a hoodie, but you know, like if you want to wear a down jacket, if I look at the Alobi jacket and my Gethsemane jacket, I will always choose my Gethsemane jacket because it's just a crazier piece. But when it comes to what a winter jacket is supposed to be, the Moncler obviously wins because, you know, it's just so much thicker, so much warmer. Yet I'm choosing to wear the Rick Owens. But you know, like, we don't wear clothes for comfort, my dude. We wear clothes to let all these peasants know that they are inferior to us. We wear these clothes to let these peasants know that we mean business. Speaking of business, I have a firm right now. If you want to invest, we specialize in putting up signs on like Uber cars that make fun of people that put fashion, entrepreneur, and a Bible quote in their Instagram bio. Thank you. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Makasi. I will see you in the next video, which will be in 14 days. Bye-bye.
No grave